Welcome to the Beer Me That Beer podcast show. I'm David.
And I'm Sam. See, because
What was that?
You're going up, and I'm going under.
Under what?
I don't know, man. It's just we can only start the show so many ways.
No. False.
False?
There are so many ways to start the show.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hit all of them.
Never.
At some point.
No.
Yeah?
No, just like Halo Infinite and Infinity War, it is infinity, finite.
I already came into this at like 50%, so
Why? We're talking about your favorite thing in the whole wide world. We're talking about your favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Yep.
How can you not
talking?
I mean, that's not your favorite thing, but we are talking about your favorite thing.
We are. So I'm hoping
we each have come up with our own 5 movies you should watch from the past 5 years. And to not make things super difficult, we are including 2016 as a whole year. And not like
half of 2016
some months into it.
Yeah, not from from
September
of 2016.
September 18th of 2016 to September. Yeah, we're just going to include the whole year. Even though, 2021 is not done yet.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, I feel like between
there are
last
some
year...
good movies coming out in the next 3 months.
True.
But they don't look that great.
I was going to say, but between last year and this year, it's been slim pickings.
Slim pickings, but...
As opposed to a regular year.
Because of the pandemic. But if you look at IMDb... They have a list of movies that have come out in the year.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, there was an average of about 11,000 films that have come out every year. Do you know how many came out in 2020?
Well, I would say the numbers are...
It's lower.
It's different because...
It's lower.
Because, the whole film industry is just kind of...
Average of 11,000.
Yeah.
Pandemic. What do you think? If you were to guess.
Not 11,000.
I know, but some number. If you were to guess a number and not just a statement.
What if I said not significantly less than 11,000? Moderately.
I want you to say a number.
10,999.
Okay. So it was around 9,000 films.
Okay, cool. Cool. So I was close.
Which, when you look at it, it's not that.
I mean, it is still a large number.
It's a huge number.
It is a bit less than 11.
2,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, but also 9,000 is not
also
a small number.
Lot. Yeah, no, it is a pretty significant number, but it is.
So yeah, we're talking about.
Surprised it's not less.
Each of our own little 5 list of movies that you should watch that have come out in the past 5 years
since 2016.
Yes,
it being 2021 right now.
Yeah. And we didn't pick the same movies.
Yeah, no, we checked.
We made sure. Just before this. But anyways, time for the news. Sam.
Headline: Colorado town pleads for return of stolen phone booth. Any guesses what this is about?
Is this news from this year or from 1999?
This is dated, exactly. This is dated September 17th, 2021.
I'm guessing it's like a historical phone booth and not the Ralph's phone booth.
Yeah. No, this isn't the Bill and Ted phone booth or
is this the Love Motel phone booth from, Dumb and Dumber?
Yes. or the titular phone booth from the movie Phone Booth. Okay, see, I feel my energy coming back up a little. Okay.
That's an award-winning movie.
Let me get into this then. All right, September 17th. Residents of a small Colorado town are pleading for the return of a stolen phone booth that served as the centerpiece of a public park for decades. Cope residents Vicky Cecil and Lanny Payne, interesting, said the phone booth was a major landmark in the town of about 56 people for some 50 years. I just got to say, I don't think 56
people
is
in
enough.
50 years, and this place is called Cope.
Cope.
Colorado.
COPE. Yeah.
Can any city in Colorado, please absorb this
I don't think
pathetic excuse.
a town of 56 people is not a town. It's just a grouping of homes.
The fucking goats outnumber the people.
I think a town has to be at least like double that, in my opinion. It should be.
You know that for a fact. That's what the requirements for a town.
Just my heart tells
112 people to be a town.
Specifically. Minimum 112.
Minimum 112.
To meet the qualifications of township.
What is this, a town for ants?
Yes. 56 people. That's like a large
Do they have a
family.
mayor or a city council?
I honestly don't know.
Because
it's a tiny town.
Reminds me of a town.
There should be
Antelope, Oregon.
So is there a smaller label for something than town?
Because town is first.
Yeah, town is the smallest that I'm aware of.
City.
Yeah. At least in
Do you
American terms.
anyone, any place metropolitan area?
No.
That's more of a descriptive word, right?
It's just like... It's
like
just
downtown metropolitan area.
Yeah.
But you just say downtown.
Yeah. Metropolitan is just a word. It's an unnecessary word.
Yes, it is a word.
It is a word. It is a word that I don't use
I'm glad
often.
you know that.
Yes.
That it's a word.
It sounds like ice cream.
Statement of the day.
Some metropolitan ice cream. And it
Go
tastes
to
dirty.
In-N-Out
Yeah.
next time. I want a metropolitan shake. Thank you.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
A metro shake, please.
You heard me. Okay, let's continue with this
All right.
small
The
rinky-dink
booth,
town.
in its functioning years, originally sat outside of a Conoco gas station, not familiar with that chain, but later became an ornamental feature of Memorial Park when the station closed. The residents said the booth didn't have phone service, but often drew travelers who would pose for photos. Let's see. Residents said the theft had been reported to the Washington County Sheriff's Office. And here's a quote. "It was just kind of a novelty. It's just sad that somebody would, take our little phone booth." And that comes from Payne. "We thought that was a significant piece of our town history. And we never hooked it up because the cost is, well, like you say, everybody's got their cell phones today." So I guess that was it. There wasn't a lot of stories. Just somebody took a phone booth and people noticed.
It'd be really funny if like the state was like, "Oh, we should get rid of that finally," and then just took it.
Didn't tell anybody.
Didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. They like go to I could see they go to like town hall and they're like complaining like, "Hey, somebody took the phone." Like, yeah, that got decommissioned.
We had to recycle that.
Got taken out. We're putting
There's
something
asbestos in the phone booth, actually, if you guys didn't know that.
There was a crime. Did you realize our population went to 55 recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the phone booth was used as the murder weapon.
Yes. the phone booth itself, not the scene. It was the weapon.
It was the weapon.
Wow.
This is an article that someone had. They have their own newspaper to do this, or is this from like
I feel like this has to be
online.
It's okay, so it's an online site, but I feel like maybe they just like cherry picked it from this town's newspaper because there's just
not newspaper, newsletter.
Newsletter.
Okay?
News notifications.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have a newspaper. I just decided that
news,
for them.
Was it like news notes? They just like leave little sticky notes on people's doors because
it's 56.
Why would you press newspapers in a town of 56?
Can you like do 2 to 3 per household? So like 15 houses?
Is it 56 unrelated individuals?
Yeah. Or 56
with as many homes?
related individuals?
Yeah, I was about to say it's just
the Cope family.
Exactly.
So someone stole a phone booth,
and they miss it.
I'm not cool with the crime, but
it's kind of silly.
How did they steal it?
How do you?
Tow truck. You need a tow truck,
right?
Or a flatbed, or a significantly
like a crane or something?
An F-350,
something big.
I would say like, I know who did it. That rival town high school football team.
Yeah.
Case solved. They got drunk. They took it, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have a football game for this." Mm-hmm. This might be actually the story of a movie, but
a movie not worth seeing.
Not worth seeing, like Varsity Blues.
It wouldn't make this list that we're gonna go through. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that like a town so small, nobody would have noticed it. Just like somebody taking it.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's like they have nothing going on.
So they should just be constantly monitoring that phone booth. They're like,
where's
this
the
is
cameras?
our one claim to
Where's
fame.
the security footage?
Yeah.
Come on.
Where's this phone booth?
Yeah.
Is it just in the woods?
They said
probably
it's
in the woods. The whole town is probably
park.
Yeah, but a park. What is a park? What's a smaller classification for a park? For a smaller classification of a town, it should be like
a park
a
is
green
park.
space. What?
A park is a park.
Yeah, but it's the town is too small to warrant
a park.
a park.
Can actually be a square foot.
That's
and then
sad.
there's something called national parks that are square miles.
That's true.
Not
but,
round
it's
miles,
just
square
sad.
miles.
Yeah, why don't we have round miles? Why is it just square? Why don't we have other shapes?
Because I believe a square mile, in geography terms, a square, it's the same length. But in a circle, it's not. Sam.
What about like an
Do you
octagonal mile? Or a
R
pentagonal
equals
mile?
pi c
No.
divided by...
Nope. I
probe.
emptied that part of my brain for more important information.
Like
this
this news article.
Yeah, this is really important.
Thanks for the news, Sam.
You're welcome.
Time for the beer. Allagash Brewing Company strives to create some of the best Belgian-inspired beers in the world. As a certified B Corp, they're constantly pushing the sustainability of their brewing operation, putting employees first and working to be a positive member of their community. True Penny Pilsner, 5.1%. True Penny Pilsner from Allagash Brewing Company. Crisp, bright, trustworthy.
Are you sure it's Allagash and not Allagash?
How about all a gash?
I mean, there's like no hyphens or spaces.
Allagash or all
Allagash.
gash?
Yeah.
Allagash.
All right, agree to disagree.
How about this? Allagash.
Allagash.
That actually...
Allagash?
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone from here is watching, please feel free to correct us, but don't say it to us.
But also, feel free to choose a better font for True Penny. Because I think it's ugly. And almost kind of unreadable. This looks like a
You
W.
can't read this? It's pretty legible to my eye.
Trua Pony.
What?
I was trying to do what Sam does.
Trua
Pony.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Crisp.
do you know what a
Right.
Pilsner is, Sam?
Trustworthy.
Why don't you tell the kids at home what a Pilsner is?
It is alcohol.
It is a beer
Yeah.
from this brewery
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we're about to try.
You're in my head right now. What?
Smells amazing,
Does it?
actually.
You know, I'll smell my own. Thank you. All I know is every time I've had a Pilsner, I haven't been... There are worse varieties of beer, in my opinion. I usually like Pilsners.
What's a Pilsner then?
I don't know.
I don't know what a Pilsner
I
is.
just know I drink them and they taste fine. So
Pilsners are, this is a Belgian-inspired Pilsner, and it's got a little floral action. To me,
Yep.
Belgian beers are categorized by they taste like flour,
this tastes like flour.
right?
Yep.
Like, not like flour for bread, but flowers. Like, if someone said, here, eat these flowers, this is kind of like the taste. Kind of like a soft mouthfeel taste.
I mean, but it also kind of tastes like flour to me.
Like the bread?
Yeah, a little bit.
What does flour taste like
A little
to you?
yeasty.
Yeasty's a little different, but yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely yeasty. You know why? Because it's beer.
But I think yeasty by way of bread is kind
Which
of...
is the same thing
I know.
for beer.
I know. I'm making a point. Tastes good.
It tastes okay. It's refreshing, light. I don't think on a hot day it tastes pretty good, actually.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that it is a cold drink.
That has to do with
nice.
it, but all beers usually are in America cold drinks.
So what is this brewed with? This is like, is there supposed to be hints of anything specific in this?
It was on their website. I did not write that down. Do you want me to look that up for you, Sam?
I mean, you don't have to, but
it's right
it's
here.
like
I
because
got
I'm
it.
not detecting anything. Like,
Grains of German Pilsner malt, hop, French Streisselbad.
I don't know what
Czech
that is.
Saaz. Yeast is lager, and house. This is a science term that I do not know. Brettanomyces.
Okay, that is all a lot of unfamiliar terminology for me. So it tastes good. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. Tastes fine.
They have some notes, but not really. And the funny part is it says, please enjoy 6 months from the package date.
Oh.
And guess what today is?
It's 3 days. Just kidding.
6 months.
I thought you were going to say a different time.
The package says
what?
3/18.
Get out of here.
2021.
Wow.
So that's the last day we can enjoy these. And they're possibly have maybe lost some flavor. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that flour taste, but it's not that much. So I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm. I think it tastes fine. So
I think it tastes fine too.
Cool. We're in agreement. This is a fine beer.
I'm trying to get halfway to see my final verdict.
Uh-huh.
Now I don't have the flour taste.
Yeah, it's weird because really all I taste is like the flour taste, but there's really nothing else.
I
to
taste
it
it at
for
the
me.
way end, like just now, but at the beginning, lots of hops, a lot of crispiness. I like the crispiness. I do wish it was draft, because then I can really taste the carbonation, because I like a crispy beer and I'd like it to tingle in my mouth.
I mean, but it's a can.
I know. I said I liked it to be, not it is to be, or won't to be,
I also,
or not to be, or shouldn't to be.
I also would like a draft in my house, and I could just dispense whenever. Not really.
You want a kegerator?
No,
That's what you want. You don't
that
drink.
sounds like too much.
Are you gonna drink that much beer of the same beer?
If the shelf life was good and it stayed fresh for years, sure.
Heineken did that once.
Nah,
They made a little keg
sounds-
for you to take home,
it sounds like a bad idea.
but I think it cost them too much. But thank you, Allagash. I like Allagash now.
Allagash.
Allagash.
I like it.
I like it.
Allagash.
But yeah, Fermain with love. It looks like that butter company, Tillamook kind of branding.
Oh yeah, the color scheme.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Now you don't unsee it, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for making this Pilsner. I think Sam picked this beer.
I don't remember. We shopped a while ago.
I don't think I would choose a Pilsner.
Oh, I probably did pick this one.
Yeah, because I don't think I would choose a Pilsner. But yeah, thanks for making a solid beer on a hot day. It is delicious. You ready for some movies, buddy?
I am now.
Okay. Sam,
David.
start us off. One of your 5 movies to watch from the past 5 years, 2016 to 2021, but not the future.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you're so confident
mean-
that one movie is going to be so awesome to
Or
watch.
I just get like one of those like advanced review screeners or something. But I'm not in the industry
Matrix
like that.
Resurrections.
Can you imagine
John Wick
that I
Chapter
could
4.
that movie that I wouldn't be able to talk about
What
anyway?
else is coming out? What else is coming out? Eternals. That looks really dumb. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That also looks really dumb. Yeah.
Cool. Glad we have a lot of dumb stuff to look forward to.
Oh, no, that's next year. I was going to say the Batman, but that's next year. All right. Start us off, Sam.
Okay. The Batman. No, I'm just kidding.
Begins again.
Yes, the Batman once again. Okay, so to avoid repeating myself from previous episodes about, David's a big fan when I just ramble. But
you weren't even rambling either. You were just starting your sentence.
yeah, you're like, you put me to sleep, man. Yeah, but I know I've mentioned movies previously that are a little more recent, and I just didn't want to talk about the same stuff again, so I just went out of my way to find different stuff that I like. So I'm gonna start. David, are you familiar with the movie Upgrade from 2018.
Sci-fi movie?
It is like a science fiction movie, yeah.
Is the guy has like a virus or something, and then I'm thinking it looks kind of like Cyberpunk, lots of neon lights. I'm pretty sure I saw a bit of it.
I think a lot of like the promotional material, there was kind of like a neon-ish kind of thing going on. I know what you're talking
about then, yes. I just don't know who's in it or anything about it, but yes, I do remember. Okay. It wasn't a Netflix movie, was it?
No, this is like a big... it wasn't a big movie, but it was in theaters.
Obviously, it was.
It was a lower budget, and it was. I think it did make money, so it was a success.
I hope it made money.
But this is a movie from 2018, directed by what's the guy's name? Lee Wanell. So he's the guy that did like the first Saw movie, and he's a popular guy.
The first Saw movie, like the very, very first one?
Yeah, he actually acted in it too. One? No, he was in it. He was one of the guys that was like chained in the bathroom too. But he's a cool guy. Anyway, it's a science fiction movie. I feel like I'm boring myself when I'm talking. Well, let me read the synopsis a little bit. Okay, set in the near future, technology controls nearly all aspects of life. But when the world of Gray, a self-labeled technophobe, is turned upside down, his only hope for revenge is an experimental computer chip implant. That is really underselling the movie. But basically, there's this guy, and I'm not going to go into so much detail that it ruins the movie. You're not allowed
to, yeah.
But
don't.
He has so he starts the movie. He's got like the perfect life, like his wife's awesome and everything. But then tragedy happens. He ends up in an accident, and is like. He's basically like I can't remember if he's necessarily crippled or not, but he's just like his motor skills are not there. But he gets like this.
It's a chip that gives him like superhuman.
It makes him. Yeah. It gives him like it's a cybernetic enhancement.
The main character?
I always get this guy confused with Tom Hardy, but it's Logan Marshall Green. He's been in stuff. I think I remember him from like Prometheus. And,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He looks a lot like Tom Hardy.
He looks like Tom Hardy and Jake from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I was like State Farm.
No, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
like they mixed together.
One of those. Okay.
Then,
they had the mashup.
Yeah,
I could see it. Yeah. But it's kind of like a little more of a quiet movie, but it's like when it ramps up, when the action picks up, there's like crazy like fight scenes in it and stuff. Doesn't it go into
first person?
No, I think you're thinking Hardcore Henry.
No, I thought this movie went into first person, or the chip controls him, right?
Yeah.
The chip
at points there's like an AI associated with this implant he gets.
That's what I was thinking.
And it's pretty cool. Like there's a lot of like cyborgs fighting cyborgs kind of thing.
How's the CGI?
It's pretty. I would say they use it sparingly. I think they use a lot of practical effects and stuff in it. But like the action choreography kind of took me by surprise because I was not expecting that from that movie at all. Mm-hmm. And the ending was a little. I didn't know what to expect by the end of it, but I was like, oh, okay. All right, I get it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was surprised when I watched it for the first time. Like I think I'd seen it maybe like a year after it came out. It was one of those ones that like I seen the trailers like, oh, this looks interesting, but then I kind of missed it, and I think I caught it on like Prime or something way later. So
it might be on Prime.
It's definitely on Prime. I don't know if it's like free. You might have to rent it, but it's good.
Okay. Thank you for your first one, Sam.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Here is my first one. Werewolves Within came out this year, 2021. I
was going to say, this is recent.
It is a comedy horror directed by Josh Rubin, written by Mishna Wolf, based on the video game Werewolves Within from Red Storm Entertainment. It's a multiplayer VR game. The townfolk are tasked to find out who the werewolf is, and it's do you remember the game Mafia?
Oh, yeah.
It's that style.
Really?
So... and if you don't know Red Storm, Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six.
I'm familiar.
So
I did not know this.
They're not by any means a small, game producer. And the game came out like last year. Too.
I was gonna say, I was like, I thought I remembered seeing something.
It's a recent game, and it's a recent movie.
Yeah, I wonder if they were in production around the same time.
Starring Sam Richardson. He's from Tomorrow War, the African American buddy, funny guy.
Oh, the comedic.
Yeah, and then
guy.
he was also in The Office as Colin. He was the lawyer of Jim's sports marketing firm. He was in there for like he had I think a total of like minute. 5 or 6 lines, but he was actually in 6 episodes.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So
wow,
he's really funny in this movie. And Milana Vanthru, who is the AT&T girl.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like,
and recently have found out that she was almost Squirrel Girl from the Marvel comics.
Oh,
they just released like a 30-second clip of her,
like audition or something
on the film. Like they did like almost a full thing and they trashed it.
Oh,
it looked pretty B, like they weren't really trying to make a good movie, but it was pretty funny.
Okay.
Synopsis. After a proposed pipeline creates divisions within the small town of Beaverfield and a snowstorm traps its residents together inside the local inn, newly arrived Forest Ranger Finn, Sam Richardson, and postal worker Cecilia Milana must try to keep the peace and uncover the truth behind a mysterious creature that has begun terrorizing the community.
Can I guess what the creature is?
It's a werewolf.
A singular?
Well, it says werewolves. But yeah, it's a good movie. I saw it on Amazon Prime.
I was gonna say, it like you must have just watched it because
I watched it. I think like a month ago.
Yeah,
2 months ago maybe. It came out like in March, I think, of this year. Very, very recent, but very good movie. I thought it was very funny. There are some actors that have been in other stuff, but not a big, superstar.
Not
cast.
A lot of like.
It's not like
immediately recognizable
Marvel
people,
or your,
Well, I mean, I
DC
wouldn't imagine it
or
would
your,
be. Yeah.
But it's still very, very good. And Sam Richardson is for all the work he's done, he's kind of now getting maybe a shot. Hopefully, it works out. And Milana's really funny too.
So it's like a horror comedy or
comedy horror, like
action,
but I wouldn't call it a horror.
It's like a comedy with horror elements, kind of thing.
I would say it's a comedy action.
It's like a action comedy with a werewolf.
I think they just call it horror because there's a werewolf, but that in fact isn't.
It could
really
just be there is just a werewolf in it, not spooking people.
Watch
eating
the movie.
People.
It's a great movie. 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh! I didn't realize we were rating things.
I mean, all of these movies are 10 out of 10.
I mean, like
on this list.
I was about to say, I wouldn't recommend something if I didn't like it. So, what's that supposed to mean?
What if you hate the person and you want them to have a bad time?
I would still recommend it.
A bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would recommend a bad thing. I would.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend something I thought was bad. In one
Number
way
2,
or
Sam?
Oh my god. You kill me. You kill me, David. What do I want to talk about? You know what? Since you were saying comedy, I like Baby Driver a lot from 2017. Okay. Edgar Wright, director.
Is that the guy with the headphones driving?
Yeah.
That's a comedy movie?
It's
or is
like
it like so bad that it's hysterical?
It's like an act. No. Have you seen it?
I thought it was action.
It's like an action drama-ish. There's comedic stuff.
I thought it was trying to be serious, like a serious action movie. Am I wrong?
Have you seen it?
I seen the trailer and I was like, oh, like that scene where he like drives in reverse. I was like, oh, they're trying to be a real serious action movie. I didn't know it was comedy.
No, I mean like. I guess it is like an action movie, but it is like it's tough to pin down because there's funny stuff in it, and it's like there's also drama. Like so it's like a well-rounded, movies. Yeah. But it's like Edgar Wright, the guy that did Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, the whole Cornetto trilogy,
action movies. Yeah.
But he, how he's known for that like really quick, snappy editing style, and like a lot of like cool like. Imagery and cues and stuff like that. So
is there like
all over the place
animated graphics in this movie too, or
it's just the guy's signature style.
But
like it's all over this movie too.
He does do that.
Yeah, and like he's just like really interesting transitions from scene to scene. Like they just kind of like mesh into each other like in really interesting ways. But yeah, So, a little quick synopsis. After being coerced into working for a crime boss, a young getaway driver, nicknamed Baby, finds himself taking part in a heist doomed to fail because all of the moving parts are just like they're doing their own thing, and they're just like, I'm out for me. But yeah, so the main guy, I forget this guy's name. Ansel Elgort. He sounds like an alien. But he's in it. John Bernthal, who is like the Punisher in like the Netflix series. John Hamm's in it. Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey's in it. So, but this was like right before all of that.
You can't say his name
stuff happened. But yeah, no, it was a really, really entertaining movie. I think I saw it in the theater just shortly after it came out. And
what year was this?
2017. But yeah, there's a really good bit in it where like they go into, it's not a spoiler, but it's just like one part I really liked. Like they're going to a heist, and then like Jamie Foxx, he's kind of like the wild card in it, and he's like, hey, he tells somebody beforehand, he's like, hey, we should get masks so we go to this heist and people won't recognize us. And he's like, yeah. He's like, what should we get? He's like, oh, get Michael Myers. And then they show up and it's Austin Powers masks. And he's like, I said Michael Myers. He's like, yeah, I got Mike Myers. He's like, no, like the Halloween. He's like, yeah, they're Halloween masks. Like, you're fucking idiot. But
you gotta be careful with that.
It was pretty funny. I was like, it's just like a little thing for me. But,
is this movie anything like Driver?
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
that's a much more serious, noirish.
So
like this one's a little more lighthearted, but I get like it's just a different kind of movie. But like,
I thought it was supposed to be.
It's not like Driver.
Try to be like Driver.
I didn't know that's what you were basing it on. It's not like Driver. Okay. But the driving choreography is really interesting. Like, there's like these crazy stunts where like the car's just weaving in and out, like just straight up Tokyo drifting through like just nonsense.
The magic of cinema.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff, and a lot of it's practical. It's just impressive. Yeah.
Saying that about a movie.
I mean, like, you know, like they're like all in camera
is all
effects.
True.
That's as true as can be for a movie.
Yes, because it was filmed.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's on film, David. Watch the tape.
Video or it didn't happen.
Look at it. Look at it with your eyes.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it.
For my second one, this movie came out in 2018. It's a science fiction movie, and it is called Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg. Screenplay by Zach Penn and Ernest Cline, based on the book Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
So he had his fingerprints all over the movie too.
I mean, maybe he just was like, okay, that's good enough. You can use it. Or he did, you know, like, no. Ty Sheridan, X-Men Apocalypse. He was Scott Summers. Arguably
Cyclops.
The worst performance ever. Olivia Cook, she's from The Sound of Metal and The Signal. I believe I'm going to screw his name up wrong, but Ben Mendelsohn.
Nope, you got it.
Rogue One, Captain Marvel, The Dark Knight Rises. Simon Pegg, Mission Impossible, Star Trek, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
That's right. Simon Pegg was in that movie.
The film is set in 2045 with the world on the brink of chaos and collapse, but the people have found salvation in the Oasis, an expansive virtual reality universe created by the brilliant and eccentric mind of James Holliday. When Holliday dies, he leaves his immense fortune to the person to find a digital Easter egg he has hidden somewhere in the Oasis, sparking a contest that grips the entire world. When an unlikely young hero named Wade Watts decides to join the contest, he is hurled into a breakneck, reality-bending treasure hunt through a fantastical universe of mystery, discovery, and danger.
Cool. Yeah, that is a pretty concise summary, I would say. Yeah, interesting.
Great movie. Awesome movie. And I believe they were like, we have to get Steven Spielberg or we can't make this movie.
This is a Steven Spielberg movie.
Because they use so much of his intellectual property in it. And it would have not been the same.
An insane amount.
It would have not been the same if they didn't have him. But it does have that kind of family, kind of feel good,
It's got that kind of air about it.
I don't know if I would say it's action, but it is.
There's a lot of action in it.
Intense action, but there's a good story, and then it's all the fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of like,
Godzilla.
Thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Gundam. It does so much better what that recent Space Jam movie tried to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
it brought all pop culture, and it like, even if it's not even like that great, like acting wise, Ben Mendelsohn kind of steals it for me. He's just like, but he plays almost the same role, like.
A lot.
But the way they create, their digital avatars and the way they are nonstop putting popular things into it, and then just like facial, how it's portrayed via like you can feel the characters fall in love without actually seeing each other. But I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I did appreciate that. Like, I'm surprised at the amount of crap they were able to fit in that movie, because I was like, I know I have some pretty obscure tastes, but the fact that they could address some stuff in that movie for a person like me,
a lot of it is like because Steven Spielberg is in it, and like
we gotta get art.
If he asked, people are like, yeah, use it.
Yeah,
like
sure.
So they had the money, they had everything, but. If they didn't have Steven Spielberg, like
it might not have come.
It wouldn't have come out
100%.
I'm pretty sure I read an article because I'm pretty sure I saw this in the movie theater that it was like we have to get him because it's undoable. Because in the book, it's also like all that pop culture, but it's the book. But I like the movie a lot.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's a good one.
And I think book wise, people are like they like the book so much that they were trying to get him to do Ready Player 2.
Right.
But I don't know if he's down for that.
You never know. You never know, David.
But great movie. Wholesome.
Cool. Good pick.
Number 3 on your list, Sam.
Number 3.
Number tree.
Yeah, I got it. Well, since your previous one started with the word ready, I also picked a movie that started with the word ready. From what year is this?
You didn't pick it because I picked it. You're just saying it next.
I am. But based off of what you said, I will piggyback
off the word
with this
ready.
Tenuous link. Yeah.
Okay.
But from 2019, the movie.
I thought you were going to say Ready Player One. I really thought you were going to be like, Ready Player One.
Ready? Also. No, Ready or Not. If you're familiar with this one.
Ready or Not. Here I come.
But yeah, so most basic plot breakdown. Couple just got married, and the husband takes the wife back to meet his family, and they're like a wealthy family whose like their fortune comes from like board games. So like they have a tradition where like someone new comes into the family, they play a board game, and it's like it starts out innocent enough, but it kind of takes a sinister turn when they kind of like get into the rules and like deciding on like what particular game they're gonna play. So it's I don't want to give too much away. So like there's a lot more stuff involved. But
who's in it?
So this what's her name? Samara Weaving, who is like, I had to do a double take and look her up because she's a dead ringer for like Margot Robbie.
Oh, okay.
But she looks just like her. Or, I mean, close enough to make me doubt myself.
Weaving?
But Weaving. Like a Hugo Weaving. But I don't think they're related.
Okay.
And who else? I don't really know a lot of other people in here. Andie MacDowell, who's like a 80s lady. She's in a lot of stuff too.
So this is a board game movie?
No. It's a horror movie. It's like almost like it's like a supernatural horror action, but it's really tough to get into without spoiling it. But it's so basically it's like a life or death game. Okay. So it's basically boils down to like, I guess what amounts to like a game of hide and seek, where if you get found, they're gonna kill you, kind of thing.
It's just like one versus a bunch.
Yeah, basically.
So it's The Purge, but in a building.
Kind of, and it's like there's one target.
So it's like The Purge, but in the building.
Sure, David.
I'm trying to picture it,
like,
because I never heard of this movie.
I mean, I'm sure if you've seen the trailer.
I don't think I've seen it.
I mean, it was okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure you didn't see the movie, but
yeah, you're correct.
It is very difficult. I really want to talk about it, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin it because I really enjoyed it, and like it's one of those movies where it's like it's probably better not to say a lot about it.
Do you have like that IMDb synopsis?
I mean, that was the
synopsis?
read it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
that was
I mean,
terrible.
let me see if there's a better one.
No, Wiki actually gives you the whole thing.
Wiki, I'll be reading it for like 15 minutes.
Is there an actual? When did it come out?
2019.
2019.
So let me see if they have a better one. Nope, that spoils everything. Is there just a plot summary?
I mean, can you go to the actual movie website? That's probably still up.
I mean, maybe. Oh wait, plot summary. Oh, here we go. This is probably better. After an elegant, this you could tell this was like a reviewer. After an elegant nuptial ceremony at the lavish manor of the uber wealthy Les Domas clan, the gentle groom Alex Les Domas informs his blissful young bride Grace that the ceremony is far from over yet, and there's still a long night ahead of them. Before long, as part of a macabre, long-standing family tradition, Grace will have to play a seemingly innocent game and hide somewhere in the vast mansion's cavernous halls and labyrinthian corridors until dawn. Now, whether Grace is ready or not, the armed-to-the-teeth Domases are coming for her, and it's going to get ugly.
I like the IMDb one better, actually.
The other one?
Yeah. Who is this website? Who reviewed it?
This is also on IMDb.
Oh, well, who?
It was like a reviewer summary.
Who is the reviewer?
The dude's name is Nick Riganos.
Riganos, and this is a user on.
No,
IMDb,
he's like I think he's like a professional reviewer.
Okay. Thank you, Nick, for that. More detailed synopsis, but it is basically just the IMDb synopsis with a little bit more.
A little more detail, like a little more context. But
so, ready or not, game, killer family, and if she survives, they get married, or
they're already married, but to be accepted into the family,
she has to survive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, because
let me guess,
reasons
she kills them all.
You gotta watch the movie, man. Ready or not.
Here I come. All right, my turn again. My third one. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out in 2018. It is an animated superhero movie, and next to Spider-Man 1 and 2 and The Amazing Spider-Man, this is a very, very good Spider-Man movie. I like it a lot. 3 directors.
Yeah.
Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. Screenplay by Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman, based on the Marvel Comics. Starring Shameik Moore, who played Miles Morales. He was in Dope and The Pretenders. Jake Johnson was Peter B. Parker.
In New Girl,
21 Jump Street, Jurassic World. Haley Steinfeld was Gwen Stacy. She was in Ender's Game, Bumblebee, and the up-and-coming Hawkeye series.
And she's also a singer.
And then I looked up this guy's real name, and it was so long, and I can barely pronounce his shorter name. Mahershala Ali, who is the future Blade. And he was also in Predators. I don't remember him.
He was in Predators,
but I do remember him in The Hunger Games. Yeah, his first name is actually like 3 other names too. It's insane. Into the Spider-Verse introduces Brooklyn teen Miles Morales and the limitless possibilities of the Spider-Verse, where more than one can wear the mask. Great movie.
That says nothing about that movie.
I mean,
it implies that there's more than one Spider-Man. That's about it.
Actually, Chris Pine was Peter A. Parker.
Yeah. And also Nicolas Cage as Noir.
A Noir Spider-Man. And but it brings multiple Spider-Men into one singular Spider-Man's universe, thanks to the Kingpin trying to fuck around with his universe and what has happened and cannot be changed, aka his family dying. And it's funny how fucking huge he is.
He is literally a refrigerator.
He's not. He's like a fucking actual huge. Fucking Hulk. Yeah.
But like not even proportional. It's like all shoulders. Yeah.
He's like Johnny Bravo on just steroids.
Yeah, if you stretched him out more.
And he kills Peter A. Parker. But it's a good movie. I like it a lot. I mean, that's in the beginning. Like, that's in the trailer, I think. They killing him. But it's a good movie. I didn't know Jake Johnson was Peter B. Parker until I read that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't think...
I was able to tell right away.
I don't think his voice matched it as much as you say it does.
I could tell.
I think it was just some... He does play that guy a lot.
I mean,
actually, he kind of just was who he is. Nick
he just
in
played
New
himself.
Girl.
Yeah. From what I know of him, I was like, it seems like he's just being himself.
And then Ali played Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, which I didn't know that either.
As the Prowler.
The Prowler, yeah. That was a good movie, though. I liked it. Liked it a lot. Music was fun. It was just, and then the animation was...
Yeah, that was a different...
The movie didn't
kind of
have to be
style.
like CGI or really like look like people. And I think it was better because then in the last scene, like when they're going through different multicolored stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a seizure inducing like last half an hour. But it's a fun movie.
I kind of, a little thing I liked about that. I kind of like how they, chose to show what his spider sense was like. It was like it was a comic book. It was like showing you like big like
very comic
thought word bubble kind of things,
like actual inspired, and then
even the art style too.
Yeah, but very cool seeing multiple Spider-Men and very cool like a comic. Like, hey, this it's not one Spider-Man can do it because there are multiple Spider-Men.
And I also like how like the very end of that movie ends on a meme. So you.
And then there is a second one coming out, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. Hopefully we get some other other Spider-Men. And then in the new Spider-Man movie coming out. What's it called? Phone Home?
Yeah.
Far From Home?
Spider-Man E.T. Phone Home.
Far From Home was the second one.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't understand the naming thing they're going
well,
with
Homecoming
these new
was
ones.
because it's like...
Yeah, I got that, but like
home.
ever since the last one, I was like, it just sounds...
No Way Home? Was that it?
No, it was Far From Home, and this new one's called No Way Home.
Far From Home because he's not in America.
Across seas for part of it.
No Way Home because...
I'm guessing this is because of interdimensional nonsense
because he can't
stuff.
Go
or because,
home.
Spoiler alert, the last one, his identity got revealed to everybody. Which I guess isn't much of a spoiler because they literally straight up tell you in the trailers for this one.
Very first, like, he's like
under
arrest.
Can you make everyone forget? But like, wait, I fucked up. Not everyone, some people. Most people.
Very Flash paradox driven. All right, what's your fourth one?
Number 4. I picked Knives Out. I really like Knives Out. A classic whodunit
like
for
Clue,
the modern era.
British Clue.
Like British Clue or
but
like
with James Bond and everyone's guilty.
Just Daniel Craig.
Who's done it? Everyone.
Daniel Craig doing like a insane like Cajun Southern accent, which I'm like, this is not a real person. You sound like a foghorn leghorn.
He's actually continuing his character.
He's got a new one,
Cowboys and Aliens. Actually,
really?
You know that's the same character.
Really? Well, he had something happen to his throat because he does not sound the same. He's like, I do declare. It's just short of doing that.
My name is Caleb Crawdad, and I do declare.
But it's a good watch. I feel like that kind of movie is.
What year was that?
From 2019.
I think according to IMDb, that is the top rated movie or at least big picture movie.
I mean, well, good thing this isn't underrated.
No, I'm just saying, I saw that on the list, on the top of
I would say it's for good reason. It's a really good movie. But yeah, like a whodunit, like you don't really get a lot of those anymore. Like I know we had like that more recent
Murder on the Orient
Express, and then that newest one too. I forget. It was like the sequel, the follow up to that.
Murder on the Cajun Express.
Yes.
Murder.
You want to keep going?
The Zimbabwe Express.
Yeah, it was like something in Egypt. It was like on the Nile or something.
Cairo Nile, The Mummy Returns, Brendan Fraser Express.
Yep, you nailed it. That was it. That was exactly the title. But anyway, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans in a different kind of role for him. Anna de Armas, who's, I guess you might know her from Blade Runner, the more recent Blade Runner movie, and she's in this new James Bond movie, go figure, with Daniel Craig. And Christopher Plummer. I didn't know he was going to be in it, but that was perfect for him. And Jamie Lee Curtis, and just a handful of other really, really famous, talented people. But yeah, no, it's just, there's a murder, and it was just in a big house and a lot of suspects, and then you got to figure out who done it.
I think
because everybody got motive. So
what's that new video game called where they try to find the suspect? What's it called? I believe that this is what it was based off of.
You think? I don't know what you're talking about.
I forget what it is. A lot of people play it.
Cool. What, like Among Us or something?
Yeah. Among Us.
Yes, this reeks of Among Us. Sure.
No, Among Us reeks of this.
Oh yeah. Oh well. You know what?
Because Among Us.
It probably lines up around the time. Yeah. I don't know. I don't play it, so.
it's you play it once and you don't really have to play it again.
But yeah. No, it was who's the director? Is it Ryan Johnson? I don't know, Ryan Johnson. So the guy that did Last Jedi and other things. But yeah, no, that was a great movie.
This is Ryan with an I, right?
Yeah, Ryan. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic movie. Like, just everybody's just doing real solid work, and it's just, it keeps you guessing. Like I had an idea of how it was gonna go by the end of it, and it sort of went that way, but with extra stuff on top. So it was just, keeps you guessing.
Cool.
I like the kind of movie that just like keeps my interest for like throughout.
That's good.
Because why would you watch something that you don't find interesting?
I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff out there, though. My fourth one came out in 2016.
Yes.
It's a Western action film called The Magnificent Seven.
The what?
Magnificent Seven.
I thought you said The Bagnificent.
The Magnificent
Mag.
Seven. I think this is directed by Antoine Fuqua. Or Fuqua. Screenplay by Nick Pizzolatto. Pizzolatto. Richard Wink. And it's based on The Seven Samurai, a Japanese epic samurai drama.
Yeah. There's been quite a few iterations of this movie.
Yeah, this is the second of, because there's an older one from the 70s.
And that one had a sequel.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
But here's the cast. Denzel Washington. And if you do not know who that is,
I mean,
Malcolm X, John Q, The Inside Man, Man on Fire.
I just want to say this movie nailed the casting.
Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy. Moneyball, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke, Lord of War. Gattaca, Predestination. Vincent D'Onofrio, who was in Men in Black. I did not know that was him. Who was Edgar?
Better? Yeah.
Jurassic Park and or Jurassic World and Daredevil. Manuel Garcia Rulfo, who is not very known, but he has been in some movies. Murder on the Orient Express and Sicario, Day of the Soldado.
Oh, the sequel.
The sequel. Martin Sensmere, who is the Native American. He was in Salem, and he was also in Westworld as a Native American, too.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah. Peter Sarsgaard, who I'm surprised hasn't been in bigger stuff, but best movie ever, The Green Lantern. Jarhead.
Garden
State.
I thought you were going to say Orphan or something.
No, The Green Lantern. And Haley Bennett from The Equalizer and Hardcore Henry. 7 gunmen from a variety of backgrounds are brought together by a vengeful young widow to protect her town from the private army of a destructive industrialist.
Mm-hmm. It's basically...
So Sam said cast was 10 out of 10.
And
I forgot someone.
You forgot a couple people.
Lee Bung-young-hun, who is Billy Kid, I believe.
Billy the Kid. He's in...
G.I. Joe, I Saw the Devil, Terminator Genesis.
Yeah. And the Red... and was it Red 2?
Yeah. We don't need to talk about that.
But he's good. I like that guy, too.
Yeah, but the cast was...
Yeah, no, I mean...
I think everyone who had a line in that movie...
Killed it.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And then someone who wasn't... I didn't mention, he dies at the beginning, the vengeful widow's husband, who is now getting a lot of attention. He was in the DC HBO series. God damn it. Doom Patrol. He was Bandage Man. And he was in American Horror Story. He got a couple seasons in that. I forget his name. I want to say Billy Cullen.
Oh. Yeah.
He came out as a... Yeah, no. He came out recently, or he did, and people gave him a lot of praise for it. But he's great actor. Matt Boomer, or Bomber. I think it's pronounced Bomber.
Oh, I'm familiar with
He was Negative Man. But yeah, great movie, great cast. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's pretty good. I really like this one a lot.
I think it almost was like people didn't like it for some reason, and I don't understand.
I mean, it's just like I mean, like that's a pretty tough premise to beat. Like where it's just like, oh, town is hurting because you got this evil guy rolled in. He's got muscle, and you're like, well, let's go get some mercenaries to help us out. Come in, save the town. It's classic.
Yeah, very good.
And that's one of the, I would say it's one of the better versions of that story for sure.
But it's just like a
it's
great cast.
It's good to watch.
Everyone nails their role. Like, and it's a Western, which is, I think, nowadays harder to do.
I would say it is definitely hard to do, but it's just something you get less of nowadays.
Yeah, and especially with Westerns, that's a whole style, and the story can't be can't be like a newer, like you can't do Marvel as a Western unless it's What If, but it's just like you're kind of,
you just haven't seen it yet. Maybe you can. I don't know. No one's done it yet.
Yeah.
But you don't see this kind of movie that often.
Just Steve Rogers would be racist, and
well, you got Star-Lord in there.
He actually might be racist already, but great movie. I loved it.
Cool. Man. I like that one.
Loved it. Great music. Just had every Western. It was so good. So good.
Cool, man. All right. I wanted to go international on this last one. So
Train to...
Yes.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Train to Busan. Of course. I would have said...
I'm surprised you didn't say that.
I didn't want to I didn't want to lay my cards down right away.
I knew you were
But it was either that or I was considering Parasite, but Parasite's gotten so much praise over like the past... Just since its release.
I haven't seen it, and I just...
It's a good movie.
Interest me.
Yeah.
But that's it. I can't judge it. It just doesn't interest me. But Train
to Busan, man. Love that movie.
Good one.
It's
high intensity.
Did you see Peninsula? The sequel? I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's not as good, which doesn't surprise me because the first one was just like, how do you follow?
That bar was set pretty high.
But yeah, no, it's just so general setup. Divorced dad. He's a bad dad because he's unattentive because he's so focused on his job. He's got his daughter for a weekend, and she's like, she just feels like he doesn't want her there. So she's like, hey, take me to my mom. I want to see my mom. And he's like, oh, well, why don't we just spend the weekend together? He's like, it was your birthday. I got you a present. And then it's like, a thing she already got. She's like, no, I want to see mom. She actually wants to see me. He's like, okay, fine, I'll take you. So they take a train to Busan.
Whoa.
This is a Korean movie, a South Korean movie. Just in case you weren't sure.
In case you
just want to make sure.
The zombies come from North Korea.
No, but while this is happening, there is a big, we'll just say a big viral mishap that hits the country.
COVID-19.
And while they're boarding this train, getting ready to go, an infected person gets on, and then it just spirals out of control from there. And it's just like the people on this train just fighting to survive while, just zombies infected are just like overrunning everything. They try to make a couple pit stops, may or may not work out. And it's just like, meanwhile, like there's like this father and daughter combo. There's like this like bonding that's going on. And it's just like, it's surprisingly like emotional.
Forced bonding, but yes.
Forced bonding. Well, I mean, situational.
If the situation didn't happen, there would be no bonding.
Yeah. I guess it would be forced bonding. And then like, there's like.
It's not bad. I'm just saying, like, you got to kind of come together in those situations.
Yeah. But like, anyway, there's like this close-knit group comes together and like, they're like, okay, we'll stick it out and we'll make it work. And then, factions popping up. And then this guy's even got like a parallel kind of character who just like is like, oh, I'm you if you were still an asshole because you grow by the end of this. And it's a really good movie.
And unfortunately, it is being remade by Americans.
Yeah, that's the story. But
it's happening 100%. It's been okayed.
You know what? It's fine. You want to know why? Because this movie still exists. You could watch the superior version anytime, and it's just as good still. So, I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. And that's how I feel about everything that's got different versions. Like,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie, and it's high intense, and it's
yeah. I would go through the actors, but I do not want to
butcher their names.
I don't want to do them a disservice. Yeah, I could be totally mispronouncing, but it's just a very good cast.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Not as high rating on IMDb for some reason.
I think it's underrated
because most Americans refuse to do subtitles.
And that would just leave the dub option, which is severely
terrible. Never dub.
Yeah,
can we just like get rid of that? I don't think studios should just not do it. Don't do it. Just do subtitles.
It doesn't. It just doesn't really work. I mean, like, because like
unless it's Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, like, that's like
the only argument.
There's space for it, but like a live action movie, I wouldn't even try. Yeah. Like maybe animation stuff, but.
Yeah. Okay. My last one.
Okay.
That was a good one. But I think mine is also good.
And it's zombies.
Yeah. Is it or infected?
It's the same. For these people, it's the same. Our audience
is smarter than both of us.
These people.
My last movie, and very, very, very great movie. Came out in 2016. It is an epic.
Is Ben Mendelsohn in it?
Opera called Rogue.
Yes.
One. Directed by Gareth Edwards. Screenplay by Chris Wheats and Tony Gilroy. Story by John Knoll and Gary Whitta. Based on the characters by George Lucas.
I was going to say it. Based on a plot hole in an older movie.
They fixed. Well, that's not really a plot
written
hole.
Around.
Not a plot hole because we know what happens. Starring Felicity Jones, who was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Inferno and The Aeronauts. Diego Luna from a great performance in Narcos Mexico, Milk, and one of my favorite movies, Elysium. Ben Mendelsohn.
I know Ben Mendelsohn's in here.
Donnie Yen, Ip Man, Mulan, and coming out in a couple months, John Wick Chapter 4. and Mads Mikkelsen, who is in Doctor Strange, Clash of the Titans, and what he is, I guess, mostly known for, Hannibal.
I thought you were going to say Casino Royale.
I almost put that on there, but I didn't really like that movie. Except for the one where they put the whip his nads.
Yeah, man, that's the best part.
Hilarious.
I just looped that.
Fucking hilarious. In a time of conflict, a group of unlikely heroes band together on a mission to steal the plans to the Death Star, the Empire's ultimate weapon of destruction. This key event in the Star Wars timeline brings together ordinary people who choose to do extraordinary things, and in doing so, become part of something greater than themselves.
Mm. Yep, that's
great movie.
That is that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one thing I did not like about that movie is their main theme song was really just an attempt to do John Williams Star Wars main theme.
I would say the one thing I thought kind of took me out a little bit is the fact that they
Forrest Whitaker.
No, he. In fact, he made it for me. No, the somewhat controversial thing where like in Hollywood sometimes they decide to resurrect dead actors. So the weird CGI job they did for Peter Cushing
and for
the at the time de-aging for Carrie Fisher. Which that one a little less noticeable, but definitely for
I think
Commander
someone
Tarkin.
then redid it, and it looks way better.
Yeah,
I think the technology just wasn't ready. Deepfake wasn't that like a big thing.
Yeah, because it wasn't
2 years later. It was like really easy to do.
Yeah, well, I think in the movie they didn't. For the actual movie, they didn't deepfake it. It was just like CGI.
Over and over and over.
Just layers and layers. But like, yeah, I've seen videos since where it's like, side by side with movie. Redone
it's
work.
Much better.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it kind of.
I do like
nitpicking thing.
That they got him down because like the way he speaks and like
everything else around him was there.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
Like James Earl Jones was hilarious in that movie.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
Director credit.
That was solid.
But having one of the best Darth Vader like lightsaber fight scenes that is not excited. In a video game. Mm-hmm. And actually that's really his only lightsaber fight scene in a movie, I believe.
Outside
as Darth Vader, not Anakin Skywalker.
Outside of episode 4 where he fights Obi-Wan and they just shrug at each other. Yeah,
it's like two old men with erectile dysfunction disorder whipping their dicks out.
It looked like they were like if you swapped out the lightsabers for like fishing poles, it looked like they were like trying to cast or something.
I think there's like a story that Obi-Wan's actor really didn't know what he was doing.
No, absolutely not. He's like a classically trained.
And then the other guy was like, "I'm in a suit
and I can't do shit." That makes so much sense that that's what you got.
And like now we can they can redo that movie, and if they do it line by line and like scene by scene and then update it, I think it'd be a little different.
Don't do that.
Probably be silly.
Don't do that.
They won't do it.
It didn't work for Psycho. It's not going to work for Star Wars. But I think
there is a future for Darth Vader. But yeah, great scene and bringing back other characters from the Star Wars, original and prequel was fun too. Like connecting the dots. And then seeing it was a good movie. I liked it a lot.
Cool, man.
I thought it was
That's
cool.
what we were looking for.
Very
just
fun.
Good movies that we liked that we want to share.
One of the best Star Wars movies from the 2000s.
From one of the newer Star Wars
Solo
releases.
was on my list. But a lot of people hated that movie, but I
didn't hate it. I liked Rogue One more than I liked Solo.
Oh no,
Solo's
I like Rogue
bad.
One way better, and I think I like Solo. No, I know I like Solo than any other Skywalker saga movie
of the new
of
trilogy.
The newer ones. I like that movie way better.
I mean, I think Force Awakens gets a little less for me
as the
just
first
because
movie.
It was like
it looked great, shot great, but then I hate it so much because they ruined. They had a great story. It was a solid story. Could have been done better, but it really just took a turn for the worse.
And then as those movies went on, it just
fucking Johnson
gets a little convoluted.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good pick. I forget about that movie.
But you want to do your...
Oh yeah. So that concludes our main list, but we do have a couple honorable mentions.
I'm just going to name them real quick.
No deets.
Solo, A Star Wars Story. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, his
version, because it was a million times better. Me and Isabel watched the original, and then we watched Zack Snyder's back to back, and it was just
a massive improvement.
I was like, why would you not? What was Josh Whedon thinking? Like, how do you go from that to like, how do you do that? That Flash scene was so good. It was so good. And it sets up paradoxes. It's like, oh, he can do that.
I would think both of those Flash scenes were pretty good because you get the good introduction and then
good. I mean, the one where he saves his future wife is a little creepy.
It just slips the hot dog out of his pocket. Yeah.
Like, Jumanji, The Next Level.
I thought you were going to say the other one.
No, the first Jumanji. Yeah. The Rock, fucking Jack Black was... Jack Black did it for me in that movie. He just was so good playing. He played 3 different characters. Logan was very close to being on the original list. The X-Men.
Yeah,
Logan. Really.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Recently just saw it like 2 days ago again. It was still really good. Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Surprisingly good.
Really good, even though I think that guy...
Justice Smith?
He did something illegal.
What?
Is he the one that said he got beat up but didn't?
No, that's Juicy Smollett.
Okay.
The guy from is it Empire or something?
Yeah, okay.
Something like that.
But yeah, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Very good. Ryan Reynolds.
Duh. Just being Ryan Reynolds.
But yeah, it's a good movie, and then bringing the Pokemon world, and hopefully they can make more in that universe. I don't think they should do a second one, but I think in the universe would be good. And then my last one, I was blown away by this movie. This movie I'm about to say.
But not enough to put it on the proper list.
Not enough because there's an actor I don't like in it at all, but he did a good job in it. Sonic the Hedgehog with Jim fucking Carrey. There's apparently, I don't know if it's true, but Adam Sandler called Jim Carrey in the movie theater, just telling him how great it is. And Jim Carrey, like any other of his movies, he kind of hit it out of the park with it. Very good. I like the story too. It was original. And then hopefully 2 will be just as good. I think The Rock is Knuckles. So that should be fun. And I fear that they're going to make him Knuckles from the newer Sonic games.
Oh, where he's kind of
like a monkey.
Dope.
Like really big.
Yeah.
And I
muscle,
hope they
no
do
brain.
The OG Knuckles, who has in recent come back as like the real Knuckles, and Tails, and the Sonic show to me, the movies, they're all fun to watch. Mecha Sonic, like Metal Sonic, everyone, Shadow, like Sonic Adventure Battle is still a great story video game for me.
Cool, man. I guess I'll rattle off a couple too.
Yeah.
Some I've mentioned previously. I really liked the recent Blade Runner movie. I really liked Dr. Sleep. I really liked what was there was another little, I think it's Korean. There's another like kind of like silver screen
Meg?
No. I do like Meg. I like Meg, but for bad reasons, because it's a bad movie.
Yeah. I think it's Chinese, actually.
It's a Chinese like co-produced.
Yeah.
But there's it's like a I think it was like straight to streaming kind of thing, but it's called I hate the title, but it's called #Alive, and it's about a kid. He was like zombie apocalypse, but he's stuck in an apartment complex.
Is it the actual like word hashtag or the pound symbol?
It's literally the pound symbol, and then alive.
Pound symbol alive.
But but that one's really good. I would recommend that one. And then I guess I like this one. I wouldn't put it on my like top 5, obviously, because I didn't. But I really liked Underwater.
That was on my list too.
Yeah.
I went from like a list of 20 to like 15, and then like on the last like 10, I was like, all right, these are my top 5.
Yeah.
I'll say these as an honorable mention. Underwater almost made that top. Just because of who the monster is really funny.
The fact that it's like, because I miss like the golden era of like underwater creature features. So like your Jaws is like even like the B movie stuff like Leviathan, and which is basically just alien underwater. But it's like in the vein of
what
that.
About Abyss?
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But it's not like
what about
not like
Abyss?
an alien. Yeah,
what about
whatever? But Kristen
Deep
Stewart.
Blue?
But Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea is it's kind of in that category too. But yeah, like Kristen Stewart.
I was shocked with how much I didn't hate her.
She was
because I
fine.
hate her in most of her things.
And then what's her face? The Henwick, Jessica, the girl from Daredevil, and I guess she was in Game of Thrones.
Was she in
the
that?
Asian girl?
She was in Underwater. Oh,
yeah,
Asian girl.
The Asian chick.
I know the girl from Gods of Egypt was in it.
Was she in it?
Yeah, she's the one with the boyfriend who like gets.
I don't think that's right.
It's her.
I don't think that's
the girl
right.
from Gods of Egypt. That spectacular movie with Gerard Butler.
I want to fact check that real quick.
All right, and that's all the time we have for today. Time for Sam's suggestion.
Suggestions. All right, David. Today, I got a YouTube channel that I like a lot. So
Tim the Tap Man.
No, it's not.
You're like, who?
So this dude's name, which coincidentally is the name of the channel, his name is Tim Tapman. No, it's Pat Finnerty. So he's like a
Finerty.
It's 2 N's.
Finerty.
I don't. Sure, let's do that. Finerty.
It's Finerty.
It's Finnerty. It's definitely
I don't know,
Finnerty.
actually.
But he's like he's a YouTube guy, but he's a music guy.
Okay.
And so he's got a lot of stuff on his channel, but he's got one series in particular that I cannot get enough of right now. It's called What Makes This Song Stink, and he just goes super in depth on.
Let me just see the channel.
Let me go do it for you. He just goes super in depth on like particular songs and why they suck, but like for like really in depth analyses kind of thing. So like he recently did Hey Soul Sister from Train. Mm-hmm. He did Beverly Hills from Weezer. He did like I think it was
like a series he's doing.
Yeah,
but he also has other.
He has other stuff, but that's mostly what I go to him for. But
also
he's just
what he's mostly famous for.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he's just got like a really really goofy sensibility about him, and he's just like. He just loves shitting on these songs for just like not even the fact that they're just like objectively bad songs, but it's just like he just deconstructs them in a way that is really satisfying.
But musically or just
like musically and just like I guess like critically.
Or
so he was like, well, here's why I hate this part, and here's why it doesn't work as like from a musical standpoint. And it's just really funny the lengths he goes to. Well, yeah, but like, I mean, I also disagree because I like to find stuff
music is music.
In everything. That's but fine. Like, his reasoning is very funny to me, and he's just a
this is a
guy.
Minor second, and it just doesn't work.
But he doesn't go about it like it's a very interesting way. He
doesn't do music theory then.
He does do music theory, but like he doesn't just bash it like so outright like that.
But he does bash.
He does bash, but in a funny way. Like it's. I don't know. I have trouble articulating things that I like a lot without totally ruining them.
You?
I know.
No.
It's crazy, right?
So
bad.
No.
Do you have to do Home Alone face? Get out of here. But that was it. Look up Pat Finnerty on YouTube and find his What Makes This Song Suck series. I think it's great. It's funny.
Thanks for your suggestion. So,
you're welcome.
And that's all the time we have for today. Whoop. Thank you for watching and or listening.
Keep drinking. Keep listening. Beer Me That Beer is a San Diego-based craft beer YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and podcast show.
And for more of us, check out beardmethatbeer.com. That's beardmethatbeer.com. If you want to reach out directly to us, email us at bmtbinfo@gmail.com. That's bmtbinfo@gmail.com.